Luke chapter 20. One day, while he was teaching people in the temple and announcing the good news, the high priests and Torah teachers, along with the elders, confronted him and asked him, "Tell us, by what authority are you doing these things? Who gave you this authority?" Yeshua replied, "I have a question for you as well. Tell me, was John's immersion authorized from heaven or by men?" They pondered it a while and decided, if we say from heaven, he'll ask, then why didn't you believe him? But if we say from men, all the people will stone us because they are convinced that John was a prophet. So they answered, "We don't know where it originated." Yeshua told them, "Nor will I tell you by what authority I do these things." Then he told the people this analogy. A man planted a vineyard and leased it to sharecroppers and went abroad for a long time. When the time came, he sent his servant to the sharecroppers so that they would give him his share of the crop. But the sharecroppers beat him and sent him away empty-handed. He sent another servant, and they beat him also and mistreated him, and sent him away empty-handed. He tried a third time, but they wounded that one and threw him out. The owner of the vineyard said, "What should I do? I'll send my dear son. Perhaps when they see him, they'll be ashamed." But when the sharecroppers saw him, they talked the matter over and decided, "This is the heir. Let's kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." So they threw him out of the vineyard and murdered him. So what will the owner of the vineyard do to them? He'll come and kill those sharecroppers and lease the vineyard to others. When they heard this, they said, "This should never happen." He looked at them and asked, "What about the passage that says, 'The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Whoever falls on this stone will be broken, but it will crush whoever it falls on.'" The high priest and Torah teachers strove for a way to arrest him then and there, because they realized that he had given this analogy about them, but they were afraid of the people. They sent spies to him who could pass for righteous men, so that they could entrap him by something he said, and then hand him over to the judgment and authority of the governor. They asked him this question, "Master, we know that you speak and teach correctly and have no biases toward people, but teach the way of Jehovah truthfully. Does the Torah permit us to pay poll taxes to Caesar or not?" But he saw through their scheme and replied, "Why test me? Show me a denarius. Whose image and inscriptions are on it?" They answered, "Caesar's." Yeshua replied, "Then give Caesar what is Caesar's, and give Jehovah what is Jehovah's." They couldn't entrap him in front of the people, and were amazed by his answers, and silenced. Some of the Sadducees, who claimed there is no resurrection, came and questioned him. They asked, "Master, Moses wrote to us that if a man's brother dies, leaving a wife with no children, his surviving brother must marry the widow and raise up descendants for his deceased brother. Now, there are 7 brothers. The first one marries a woman and dies without children. The second married her and died without children. Then the third married her, as did all 7. They all died and left no children. Finally, the woman also died. So in the resurrection, which of them shall she be married to, since all 7 had married her?" Yeshua responded, "The men of this world take wives, and wives are given to husbands. But those who are worthy of the next world, who are in the resurrection from the dead, won't take wives, nor will wives be given to husbands. They can't die anymore, and are similar to the spirit messengers, and are Jehovah's children, because they are children of the resurrection. But even Moses showed that the dead will be raised to life, because in the burning bush passage, he mentioned that Jehovah is the Eloah of Abraham, the Eloah of Isaac, and the Eloah of Jacob. Now Jehovah isn't the Eloah of the dead, but of the living, because all kinds of people live for him. Some of the Torah teachers said, "Well said, Master." After that, no one dared to question him about anything. He asked them, "Why is it that the Torah teachers say that the Messiah is the son of David? David himself said in the book of Psalms, 'Jehovah said to my master, seat yourself at my right-hand side until I make your adversaries a footstool under your feet.' So if David called him master, how can he be his son?" While all the people were listening, he told his disciples, "Beware of the Torah teachers who like to strut around in long robes and love venerable greetings in the streets, and taking the best seats in the synagogues and the best seating at suppers. They steal widows' houses, and for the occasion pretend to be praying long prayers. They'll receive a more severe punishment."